thing I really want to break down today in this webinar is like the overall how to trade. I mean, with obviously with the conditions of the market, but with a little more conviction, right? Friday we went live, right? And I think we did a great job. Especially Darren did a phenomenal job trading with the overall conditions, right? And sometimes there's so much information that goes into it that we kind of, I know I'm speaking for myself here. I'll put myself into like a trance, right, where I'm like super focused on information that doesn't really help me trade with the conditions of the market. So like to really simplify that process, right, and be like, okay, which level has a lot of significance, right? Like, and I know we're gonna break into this later, but I'm just gonna do a quick little like a quick little recap. Which level do I want to watch that is gonna give me the information I need, right? And also like, how can I continue to trade with those conditions more confidently, right? So like going into Friday, we had this 550 level, which was really important that we went through in pre-market. And literally, it wasn't like this was nothing significant other than it was previous end of day. It was the previous closing price on Wednesday, right? So going into Friday, we were coming up to it. So there was two things that could have happened, right? Buyers could have defended this level, or sellers could have defended this level. Okay, cool. That's literally how I like to keep it. Now it's what do I need to see at this level to then trade accordingly, right? So like, I mean, there was a couple different indicators, and we're gonna break into it later. But look at how once Darren, and I know we talked about this live, is once we closed like below that 9, it really set the conditions for the rest of the day, right? Like look at how we're above the 9, above the 9, above the 9. We come into it, right? This doesn't look bullish. This is a bearish break and retest, right? We get a red candle, right? We kind of get some, weakness here at PDL, and then if you go on lower time frames, you're going to see it was definitely weak. Buyers didn't stand a chance. But more importantly, just like how using that 1 hour analysis I just broke down really helps me like stay on the right side of the market, if that makes sense, right? Because when the market looks like this, we don't know, you know what I mean? The only thing we can go off of is this is the area of interest. This doesn't look bullish. How can I get in short with tight risk, right? So like, or not tight risk, but proper risk. And that's another thing I want to talk about too, because there was a candle that got me right there, bing, and hard stops. I definitely want to break down that conversation we were having, Darren, with hard stops, with yeah, well, hold on, let me fix this. Well, yeah, it's, and more importantly, you said something that was that really resonated with me with being in flow state. And like, yeah, hard stops are very important, but what part are you at in your trading? Is it okay to take them off, etc., right? So yeah, we'll break that down as well. But okay, first things first, we're gonna dive right into Monday. So I took 4, I think it was 4 open print retests this week, and I was really proud of myself for trading the morning as well as I did this week, because I usually don't trade the morning, or I haven't been, and that's one thing I kind of wanted to like break into, because like I felt like I was kind of limiting myself, right? Because like I was avoiding a lot of morning setups, and because I kind of liked, so basically I started trading SPX a while ago. I was doing very well trading later in the day due to like premiums and their fluctuations, but I would leave a lot of opportunity on the table in the morning, and that's one thing I identified in my journal last week. So I kind of wanted to get away from that and get back to, if I see a really good setup in the morning, I want to take it. So Monday, we had this level at 512, right? And then pre-market was gapping up, right? So once again, we talk about this every week, but every time you start to gap up pre-market, you just have to weigh a bullish and bearish scenario, right? And look at the 1 hour here again, Darren, with the 9, right? Notice how we're like hugging the 9, we're hugging the 9, right? The bullish scenario is obviously any acceptance above 515.50, right? I'm going to shoot for 518 and above. But depending on what happens in the open, what do I need to see to play short, right? And I kept this really simple, bro, with price opened up in the morning, sold off, right? We got a really like large red candle. And once again, if I'm going long, I need acceptance above open print or pre-market high, right? So that was like my methodology. If I'm going short, I want to see weak buyers, right? And I want to target end of day, which was right down here at 510.95, right? So that was my those were my 2 trade plans. Right there, boom. So we sold off, right below red candle. We come up now. The leading factor for my short play, because I got in short once this candle pretty much once we came up to open print, right around when this started, right? I ended up getting short when we closed below the 9, right? And the main reason is I felt like that was a lower high, right? I felt like we couldn't make a higher high. I mean, it still could have happened, but in my mind, I'm just going, hey, this isn't strong. You know what I mean? Buyers really aren't showing strength here. We rip into it, take the market short, have my risk above pre-market high, right? Just playing the open. And then once we snap, because notice on this candle, we closed below the 9. I was looking at this trade. I could have had a better entry, right? I could have waited maybe till this candle, right? But in my mind, at that present moment, I'm going, okay, we're not getting above open print. This is what I in my mind I'm going, this is not a higher high, right? So I'm going to take this short. This is what I think weakness looks like, and caught a beautiful move to the downside, right? And I was really pumped, bro, because I take this trade short, we sell off super fast, and I want to target end of day, right? I want to target end of day. I'm in SPX puts. So we come down, we rip down. I take profits pretty much at the bottom of this candle. And the biggest reason is we're super extended from that 9, right? So I'm, almost $1.50 away from the 9, right? And this is the kind of price action we've been seeing this week, bro. It's extremely volatile. Like, bro, like we're literally, like we're getting 100 or a $1 candle, $1.50 candle, $2 candles, bro. Like these market conditions, like it's crazy, literally. The ATR is going through the roof, right? So like we got to be aware of that, right? Like because that's gonna either cost you money, or make you money, right? So you got to learn to take profits accordingly. Now, depending on what you're trading, I'm trading SPX. These premiums, $1.50 move on SPX is going to cost me tons of money, right? So I was willing to book this, and I did a really good job at re-entering this trade, right? Once again, I know me and Todd talked about this a lot, but when you're getting price action and you're not getting a higher high, right? What's that telling you? If you look at SPX, check this out. This is the main reason why I re-entered SPX puts. Is look at this, bro. Look at this off OP. It's disgusting.
Perfect.
Dude.
Absolutely perfect.
Look at that off OP. Like, just really good. It was, and not to mention, it was ripping into a level. But you'll see, right? Like, just comes down, get that red candle right there, boom, enter short, take her down, book the profit, super extended, comes back up, boom, 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 take her down. I could have held this trade longer. I didn't. I wanted end of day. There really was no reason to get out. But I did lock in all the risk and the reward that I was looking for. And another thing though, right? So those were my 2 morning trades off open print. I was really pumped with those.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
I like how you were not like how quickly you abandoned your model plan when you realized your bullish scenario, when you realized we were getting selling.
Yeah.
Around, even below previous day high, because the candle, if you look on Friday, I mean, it sold off very, very sharply from this 515 level. And we have been watching that 515 level for, last week.
Yeah.
We made some...
Oh, yeah, that was that 515 level.
it made some plays off that 515 level, and the fact that it was still, it was still active and it was still acting as an inflection point in pricing. We had to just keep watching it. That was a beautiful, beautiful sell off that level.
Yeah.
I like your strategy about not playing it safe in the morning just because you want to play it safe.
Right.
Really like seeing is your edge there? Is your edge present? And I'm playing with it.
Yeah, because that's one thing I noticed. I was and this is what's so important about trading, right? Sometimes we come up with these beliefs, and then like one thing I've really been working on is like, does this belief serve me? Right? Does is trading in the morning good? Is it bad? That's like I needed to break it down, right? And then it brought me back to the conclusion where if my edge is present, I shouldn't put any more significance on anything else, right? Is there a way to understand it? And that's where those lower highs, like, I know it sounds simple, right? And like, sometimes some people give us some backlash about simplicity, but like, dude, if you're getting a lower high off a critical level, why not take it? The biggest thing is like, look at the 1 hour candle here. This is one thing I've realized that's helped me really, really like determine conditions for like the rest of the day. Like, look at this 1 hour candle here, bro. At 10 o'clock, right here, we're pretty bullish, right? Like right here at 9:30, we look good. This looks super good. We're hugging the 9, healthy trend. What do I need to see to determine the conditions for the day? Boom, close below the 9. So once we're below the 9 on the 1 hour, all longs are out of me until two things happen. I will not long this market until two things happen. Until we are really extended from the 9 at a critical level, or we're back above the 9 on the 1 hour. And this has helped me so much, bro, because if you look over here on the chart on the right, on the left, I used to long stuff like this all the time. I'd be like, oh, conditions have shifted. We're hugging, buyers are holding the 9. Maybe I'll long this candle, target OP, right? This used to be a great play for me, and it still is if we're back above the 9, but we're not. Or if I'm playing into the 9 and the 9's at OP, then maybe I'll take that long. But being aware of this kept me, because look at how bullish this looked right here. Break, retest, holding structure very well, right? This is a perfect play from here to open print on SPX. If I wasn't aware of that 9, right? It's about a $10 move. This is like 60%. Great. This would have been a great RR for me. But instead I'm going, nope, I'm not playing into that 1 hour 9. I've given way too much money away playing into that 1 hour 9 and not being aware of what a pullback looks like on the 1 hour, right? So instead, remain patient, right? And then, obviously we ended up getting a large move to the downside. I didn't capitalize on it. But what's most important is I didn't take this long. You know what I'm saying? So like this.
Yeah. The other thing is like, look how fast that candle changed at 10 o'clock in the morning. Like how fast, if you get two really, really aggressive candles to the downside right there,
yeah.
You need a break, and then you get that green candle. Then you get that green candle where we're kind of like a little bit of consolidation, very momentary.
Yes.
You need to be above that level to be taking it.
Yes. Yes.
You really want to be above that level because that is going to act as a level where price is going to come back and retest, and those sellers
are still there,
or those buyers are going to stop out. Those sellers are still going to be there,
right?
And whenever you get those aggressive candles, you really want to see strength if you're trying to fight back and get back up to that previous level where before we sold off.
Yes, that green bar ignored right there, bro. Like that didn't just get ignored for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're 100% right. Be aware of these sellers right here because they're not just going home for the day. You know what I mean? They like that price. Boom. Yeah, and then that thing really sunk, dude. Look at that. Did you capture any of that, Debo?
So what happened to me on Monday is I was stuck thinking about longs, and and we suddenly got that really fast sell-off that I was just talking about, and it caught me off guard so much that I didn't trade for the rest of the day.
It's good.
I don't really know why I did that, but I was like, okay, I'm not not seeing things in the way that I want to, and for some reason I had a hard time flipping into a better stage market, capitalizing on the rest of this sell-off. I really thought that since we stopped buying in pre-market, and that somehow buying on Monday, that meant that we need to continue to go to the upside.
Yeah.
And I just wasn't. I could tell my mind was not open to a short play.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to just sit there longing the market. So I actually didn't even click on any trades on Monday.
Good for you, bro. That happened to me Thursday. Bro, and that's something. I'm glad you brought that up because, bro, there's nothing wrong with that. Like that's being aware that you're not in flow state. You know what I'm saying? Like that, which is more important. That's more important than bro. Say you put on a long and made some money right here, right, bro? That'll set you back. You know what I'm saying? That's dude, stuff like that.
I don't. It's not my type of trade.
Yeah, like. This quick little trade against conditions will set you back long. I mean, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying, like, that's what happened to me. I used to long into the 9 and I would make money doing it, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you just have to be aware of, like, it's you're fighting conditions and the risk that comes with that. So being able, bro.
Yeah, and you want to take trades that are with your strategy.
Yes.
And just because you can take a trade that's going to be green, if it's a random trade that's not even part of your tested strategy, at that point you're just trading to have a green day.
Yeah.
You're not trading your strategy. And if you take a green trade and you look back at the end of the week and it's like, yeah, I had a green trade, but it was a really random trade,
Yeah.
I'd never take that type of trade.
Yeah.
That's, at least for me, I don't want to be doing that because that can hurt my strategy in my mind. I need to know what my strategy is. And if I'm taking all these weird other strategies that I never do, and in this case it's against conditions, it's watering down my strategy in my mind, and it's making it harder for me to believe in my strategy.
Yes.
And so I'd rather not trade than water down my strategy.
Bro, that was so well put, bro. And I want to touch on that because we're constantly programming our automatic subconscious mind, right? So, like, it's so crazy to think, but something that goes against your strategy and making money off it, what you're doing is programming your automatic mind that's okay when you're under pressure. So now, next time you're under pressure and your automatic mind kicks in and it's subconsciously making decisions for yourself, you're going to find yourself, dude, this happened to me. You're going to find yourself when you don't know what to do to make an impulsive move, right? Because it's worked in the past. And then what happens with that long term is you end up losing more money. And then, like you said, it waters down your strategy. And now when you're under pressure, you may or may not put that trade on just to be green for the day. And now when you scale up one day, you're going to find, oh, I need to be green for the day. I've scaled up. Now you're going to find yourself making these decisions subconsciously, and it's going to hurt you. It's fucking crazy. Yeah. It's crazy. It's hard to wrap your head around, right? My brain might be on the floor right now talking about it, but
no, because even if you filter out a trade, let's say you look at price action, you're like, it's not really what I want, and you filter it out. At least you have the ability to do that. You have the ability to say, no, that's not what I want.
Yes.
Which consciously is telling you there's something else in your mind which you do want.
Yes.
And by rejecting one thing, that's saying, okay, I don't want this, but there's something else that I do want, which is my strategy. And you don't even necessarily have to know, like, crystal clear in your mind what that strategy is, but at least if you know what it's not, that's making what it is even stronger.
Yes.
I don't know if it made any sense.
Yeah, it made,
I just feel like by saying no to something,
you're saying yes.
It's by default that you're saying yes to something else that's even better.
So true, bro. Yeah, it's so fucking true. Well put, bro. Absolutely. And it brings clarity. Like, bro, you know how this strategy we speak of, bro, it's come from what it isn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like...
Yeah, dude, exactly.
It's come from what it's not. I knew I didn't want to be undisciplined. I knew I didn't want to be impulsive. You know what I mean? I knew we knew what we didn't want to be. And then we went from there, bro. And it just makes me smile looking back at all those... it's like that's the definition of faith, right? It's like, I don't know what it is, but I know it ain't that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, dude. If you keep doing that over the long term, you're just going to be left with the stuff that works.
Yes.
And that's why me and you, when we're looking back over price action, we're rewatching stuff. We're always asking ourselves, what did the candles do
Yeah.
that caused me to bend my strategy and
Yes.
take a trade outside of my rules?
Yes.
And if we say, okay, this type of candle caused me to bend my rules.
Yes.
Then when we're looking at price action again and we see those candles show up,
Yes.
we're like, nope, we take our hands off
Yeah.
the mouse. We're like, we're
Yeah.
clicking any button.
Done.
Just wait.
Yes.
And boom, right there, you've started to solidify your strategy.
Yes, dude. Yes. Oh man, that was beautiful. I'm so glad we got that. Yeah, yeah. Well put. Absolutely. Be careful watering down. It might work for today, but long term, it is not good. And if you have any questions about that, just message me or Darren. Like about any of that. It's really good stuff. Yeah, but look at how on the 1 hour here, it continued to hold the 9. I can't begin to even elaborate on how well just the awareness of the 1 hour 9 has done for me in my trading. It's really been tremendous. It just it just really helps me. And we'll even break it in.
Really quick, Josh. So you know how you were talking about the 50 exponential moving average?
Yeah.
I don't want to confuse too many people here, but if you look at the 50 exponential moving average, if you look about where it is in price action, and then you zoom into the 5-minute chart with that 50, that 50 pretty well lines up where the 9 would be
on the 1 hour.
The hourly time frame. Does that
No
make sense?
way. Yeah, it
Obviously,
does.
if you zoom into the 5, the 9 is going to be in a different spot.
Yeah.
But if you look at the 50,
Let's do
it's
that.
pretty close to where the 9 would be on the hourly time frame.
That is actually really good information. I'm gonna whip it up.
I mean, just something. That's just food for thought. Obviously, you're probably gonna have to do some back testing, but I have it on my chart right now for Monday, and where we crossed it below it in the morning is exactly where we crossed the 50, and where we came back and retested it for another short play is where we came back and retested it. Yeah, right here.
Look at that.
Do you see that?
Yeah. Look, it is, dude. Look at
it's pretty damn close.
Yeah.
I never realized this until I just saw it just now.
Check this out. So here's the 50 purple line on the left chart, and then look at the 1 hour, bro. The blue line. Wow. That's good. Well put, bro. That actually does a lot of justice for me. Wow. Because
it's just a way to think about it in a different way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, bro. Because there's the 50 it might not be an exact level I want to play off of, but it's gonna give me the awareness of, listen, this is like if we're closing below the 9 on the 1 hour, it lines up directly with the 50. So it's more or less not a moving average I want to play off of, because I realized there's a lot of times this week if I tried to play off the 50, it might not have worked for my intraday move, but it would have given me, well put, Darren. Yeah, what it does is kind of helps you not trade against that 1 hour 9 and or the conditions it's giving. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, dude.
I don't know. I'm gonna watch that going forward this week
too.
because I really believe in the 1 hour 9. If you look at our journal,
too.
It's really solid, and every time we're trading against that 1 hour 9, we're usually out of harmony with the market.
Very true.
I'm gonna keep watching that this next week.
Yeah. Well, 100%. So that was Monday. Massive move to the downside.
Real quick about Monday though, you know how I always say that Mondays are choppy?
Yeah.
It's just like if you have these rules for yourself and you're like, I'm not trading Mondays, you're gonna. This was anything but a choppy day. If I look back, I think the price action was beautiful on this day, even though I didn't capture anything. Yeah. But anyway.
Well, and you know what, bro? I think that's good that happened. I think it's good that you took a step back and you were like, bro, I don't know, it doesn't feel right. Because what it was, bro, is you were challenging the belief that Mondays are choppy this day, mentally. Yeah. And I think now you realize that, hey, just because it's Monday doesn't mean anything. And it's so important to challenge these beliefs, bro. Like I'm constantly doing it to myself, right? Like, I challenged the belief the other day if my edge is what I thought it was, right? Like the whole philosophy of identifying and adapting. Like you have to challenge your, like we have these beliefs. Oh, I love trading this structure. I love trading this. I love trading that. Like you have to challenge it. And if it stands, it stands. If it doesn't, you have to be okay with it not you being wrong. Like it's very hard to accept, bro. And I think there's a lot of content out there that really dives into this now. But like, dude, you have to be okay with being wrong. You have to be okay with letting go of beliefs that don't serve you. That's a big thing I do with every client of mine. We dive deep into like every single belief. Like, does holding a trade help? Let's talk about it. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. Like, is it worth it? Is it not? What's the percentages? What's the probability of it happening? Like, you have to dive into that. But yeah, it's bro. That's a win. Then that's a win. That's a win all day.
Yep.
So next day.
That's why risk reward is so important.
Yes.
We go back. It either is or it isn't, and you keep that risk tight.
Yeah.
You know what you're losing every time.
Well,
and then
yeah,
it is what it is.
Yeah, dude. Well, that's another one that I had to deal with. Is like, is risk reward worth it? I mean, everyone says it is, but do I know that? Do I know that through my past and the decisions I've made in the past? When I use risk reward, does it work? When I don't, does it work? Right? Like really fleshing that out and being like, yeah, well, that took me a while, bro, because like for a while I was just trading. Oh, it's all analysis. If I have good analysis, I'll make consistent money. The biggest lie in the world. The biggest lie in the world is that analysis makes you consistent money. It doesn't. Analysis helps you identify opportunity, but it doesn't make you the money. The risk reward makes you the money, right? Because no matter how good your analysis is, it's never gonna always be right. Yeah, that's a big one right there, bro. Risk reward. It's massive. Next day, so going through, right? I got the 1 hour over here. So the way I was looking at this, right, is bullish scenario above pre-market high. I wanted to see a move up into 509.08, right? Once again, 1 hour time frame. Just basic break and retest on the 1 hour, bro. I'm going, and I'm sure everyone in the Discord can see this, but every day my pre-market plan is literally bullish or bearish scenario based on the 1 hour time frame structure. So in my mind, I'm going, okay, I want to see strength down at PDL, possibly for a long down there, but I'm looking for strength above pre-market high for a long into 509.08. But the conditions we're in, I want to kind of stick to the selling side. We're consistently selling off. And then there's a gray area there, right? Like, I'm not going to shoot longs out the window. What do I need to see to understand buyers have strength to target this move to the upside, right? I don't want to be naive to it, but at the same time, we have to run through that criteria. What do we need to see to put on the trade to the upside, and what do we need to see to put on a trade to the downside, right? So initially, open print, opened up, we sold off, right? Now, I'm patient. My edge is not present here, right? It's just bouncing between PDL and open print. We come up, we get a nice retest off open print, but it happened very fast, right? Like, once again, like Darren, like we talked about, this is a retest off OP, but this is not what I want my strategy to be. I don't want to be shorting this. It leaves me, there's still buyers. I don't know if there's still these buyers down here. I don't know if I want to fight them. I'm patient, and we're holding the 9. Now, I want to show you, because the 2-minute really helped me out here, because I was kind of getting conflicting belief. I was getting confliction with this trade because QQQ was well above open print, and it looked very bullish, right? Where SPY was coming into open print and looking kind of bearish. And this is where that lower high, once again, really, or that lower high off open print really helped me here to take a low targeting the lows, right? So we had pre-market low, which was a little below it. Now what really also helped me take this trade short is we ripped into OP, and I used to be the guy that would long this, right? I'd be like, oh, dude, strength, We just closed above OP. I'm in this long, targeting the high or the imbalance. Now I'm like, okay, let's see what happens. Right? This is not my edge. This is not what I want it to be. I don't want to be the guy that's vulnerable and is going to put himself in this scenario anymore. So instead of taking the market long just because I get a green candle above OP, I want to see buyers lose it, and that's exactly what this candle showed me. Boom, they all got eaten up. The candle had a lot of volume on it right there. A lot of red. Boom, comes in, and I felt for these buyers here. I used to be these buyers. So when I'm watching this nowadays, I go, okay, I used to be these buyers. Sellers just came in and smoked all of them. Now they're either going to stomp out or they're going to hold on for dear life. Either or, which side of that equation do I want to be on? I want to be on the selling side, right? I was actually talking about this with Joe, right? We were talking about how many times have we got screwed over in the market? How can we learn to be the guy that screws everybody else? You know what I'm saying? Like, learn to be on the other side of the equation, right? And sometimes that comes with, getting smoked in the past, right? I used to get smoked on going long here. So now, through reflection and really realization, I've realized, okay, be patient, watch the sell-off, then we get that higher low. Once we break the candle before it, straight out of Todd's textbook, I take this short and I stop above the candle playing into the lows. So this was a really good trade. I loved it. Just boom, right into OP. You know what? It's crazy. It looks small. Dude, this was a $2 move. Once again, this price action.
Yeah, that's big.
Bro, and this is a 2-minute chart, Darren. This is a 2-minute chart. This is it on the 5-minute, dude.
That was one of the biggest moves on this day.
Yeah.
That was one of the biggest moves. I mean, aside from whatever happened after news, I would say that's one of the best moves to capture on this day. It was beautiful.
Yeah. And another thing that really helped me, right? Remember we were talking about that 1 hour. When we close below the 9 on the 1 hour, what's that usually tell us, right? Trend is changing, etc. So that's another thing that kind of gives me that conviction needed to stay in the trade until the lows. Because we get that rejection, then on the 5 we close below the 9, right? I'm like, okay, let's see if we can get another candle or a nice push down, and that's what we got, right? So we came right into the low, and then the biggest thing I really like about this is then I was really bearish, right? Like if you look at the 2-minute, this looks very bearish, but this level was pre-market low, right? Our post-market low from the night before. So once again, just being super aware of that, and then watching those conditions shift right there. I mean, it's so cool to watch, right? Because once again, we're either gonna rip into 50362 and reject, but if we don't, what's that tell us? Right, so I didn't play. I played one more move this day, with news, and I used that higher low right there. So the market was pretty much choppy for the rest of the day. It was really garbage. I mean, we ripped back up to OP. The same exact thing happened with that false breakout, and then we closed below it, and then we came up and around, and then we dropped down to the lows, came back up. Got that higher low right there. This was previous day low at 50362. Check out how we ripped. Got that nice little retest. Market rips up super high to previous day high. And then, so I was able to capture a really nice move here off previous day low. And this wasn't previous day high, by the way. But I just caught a really nice move. In and out, super quick scalp. Give me 1 second, guys. I got to shoot a text.
Yeah, I was actually long off previous day low there. I think around 11:55 when we bounced off previous day low. I interpreted that as a little bit of an inverse head and shoulders off of pre-market low and previous day low. And that's where I got long, and I took I think it was 20 or 30% of my profits when it hit my 1-to-1, something around there. And I eventually got stopped out. This was basically a break-even trade, but
yeah.
No, I didn't know what was going to happen later in the day. I don't even know what this news was, but it caused a lot of volatility and it stopped me out. But I didn't get hurt at all because I took, partial profits, which has been working really well for me. But that was my only trade this day. Yeah. I'm still happy with my analysis. Yeah. I'm pretty sure, although it was a choppy day, on choppy days, you just got to be ready to take your profits, at least scale out and reduce your risk. Yeah. So I'm happy I did it. Yeah, absolutely. That's, this thing was all over the place. I mean, dude, look at how it just got eaten alive. This massive green candle, and then this happened. It was just garbage. It was just garbage, dude. The thing is, I was targeting pre-market high, and it went all the way up there to retest it, which is why I felt a little bit betrayed. But this is just how it goes, Yeah. Yeah, and bro, remember yesterday you asked me, I forgot how you worded it, but it was perfect. You were like, do you often take trades, breakout trades? I think it was something, something on that line. And this is the example I wanted to show you. Because this I kind of feel like was almost like a trend. I don't know, maybe, I don't know. I felt Mozzie-ish on this trade. 2 minute. Yeah. Trend on the 2 minute. Yeah, the trend on the 2 minute. I see it. Yep. But what really helped me on this trade was that higher low. And dude, I've really been using that lately. Like higher low. What's that tell me? Strength. Okay. Where can I get in with some alright risk? We had PDL right here. That 5 minute candle right here at 1400, 2 o'clock really helped. That little wick closed above the 9. Boom. In it long. Stop below. Let's go. I like that. I really like that trade, actually. This is like what I guess I would stay away from news, but news aside, I really like that. The pattern for the candles. And, and this is and the way that you identified that. I think, Darren, this is like what we were talking about, right? With if you're trading SPX, this is a great move. This is a move you're gonna crush the premiums on. This move is gonna make you over 100%. Boom. Because volume is finally come in at that point. Yeah, exactly, right? So it's like becoming aware of, like, this is a move you want to trade SPX on. Now, without, like, getting too far off the recap for the week, but, like, a move like this, it might make a little more sense, or maybe not this, but, like, you don't know what the move's going to look like, right? So it's like, if you're capturing an intraday move around 10 o'clock, 10:30, where you know volume's going to dry up, do you want to be in SPX puts for the next hour and a half? No, right? Yeah. Like, you don't. You're gonna, the IV is gonna hurt you. So that's something I learned this week that I think is gonna help me down the line. Is be like, okay, like, there's nothing wrong with trading instruments, right? Depending on the conditions of the market. So, yeah, right. This day was a great example for that right there. Then.
Yeah, that's great trades, man. I love it.
Yeah, yeah. This is you all day right here, isn't it, Todd?
All day.
Yeah. Bull 180, tight risk, below the candle. Yeah. Boom.
It's HPT. Yeah. HPT breaks. It's kind of what you call it the W or the M. It's kind of the same thing.
Yes, absolutely.
W for the win.
That break of structure, risk mitigated, boom. And that's one thing, like trend lines. I don't often trade them, but that doesn't mean they don't give us good information. It's like, okay, what do you need to see? And this is another thing, right? Because like sometimes you'll get like a bullish trend line breakout in a bearish trend. It might be good to stay away from those. I don't know. It all depends on the conditions of the market, right? Like, no, you have to be able to assess what the conditions are for the day. That's one of the main reasons. This was like a 2 minute trade, not even. This was breakout. Get out, watch the premiums go up $300, and then get out. You know what I'm saying? This was like just hand in the cookie jar. Let's go. And it's important to,
especially if you get that higher low too. That even gives you more of a.
Yeah.
If you get a lower low there, then I'm not so excited about it. You get the higher low.
Yeah.
And,
right here.
I start thinking,
Yes.
trying to get,
Yes.
And then you even get that little small one right there too. They
Yeah.
tried to take it down, that red bar, and they took over right there.
Weakness. Selling weakness. Boom.
Yeah. That's when people got in that short right there to stop right at that red candle. They stopped out right at the top of that red candle.
Yeah.
And buyers came in.
Yeah, and then
squeezed her up.
Yep, then she just popped.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my bad, guys. I've been coughing up strep throat for like the last week. All right, next. Next was a great day due to previous day high, and overall just everything. Dude, look at oh man, this was insane. Like, look at how, okay, purple line is previous day low. This right here, red line is previous day high. This is like the definition of a market imbalance to a T. I was really, really pumped with the way I traded this. Let's get end of day in there, which is like right about like there, I think. Yeah. Okay, so let me get off this 2 minutes. Get hurt my brain real quick. Okay, so where are we at? Okay, Wednesday. Okay. All right. So going back to like, okay, what do I need to see in the morning to trade the morning? Right? So like, okay, you know, 'cause I got a lot of clients, they only got like an hour in the morning, right? And so I've really tried to dive into like the morning, best way to trade it, etc. So the best way to break it down is to go over the pre-market plan. So we've seen this a lot this week, but like we get that break and, you know, there's obviously a possibility of this 50908 retest, right? All the way up here. But let's break that down. For us to retest this level, buyers got to show strength here. And until they do, we can't trade it, right? Until we could break 506.50, which is previous day high, I have to remain bearish, right? Like, so using the market structure here to be like, okay, like we're in a downtrend. I understand that downtrends can be broken. I mean, I guess you could have been like, oh, look at this trend line break. You know, I don't know. Maybe we're going to rip. Like, you know, I do stuff like that all the time. You never know. So it's like, okay, how do we know? How can we use structure to kind of guide us, right? So once again, I'm watching that 9 on the 1 hour. We're coming into 506. This is where zoning is going to help you a lot as well, right? Like using the zone. And then price kind of rips right up into, see, this one kind of threw me off because we got this high and then we kind of got that higher high, right? But it was pre-market. Debo, how many times have we been like in pre-market, oh, holding pre-market high, this thing's going to rip. I've given a lot of money away because of I used to get excited right here. I'd be like, oh, dude, this is very bullish. We're holding this high, etc. Okay. But
this is when you got to watch previous day high.
Yes.
This is an exact scenario why I held off on that long on that short on Monday. It's because I was bullish, but we had not broken previous day high.
Yes.
And if you're just sitting around waiting,
yes.
You can't, in this scenario, you can't be bullish until previous day high is broken. At least for me.
Yes.
Like, it doesn't help me if I'm just sitting around waiting for previous day high to break. You got to be open to the bearish scenario happening. And if you got previous day high right there, and we have not broken it, then watch for a potential short play.
Yes. Yes. Using the, you know, the structure on the 1 hour, right, whatever, to make your move, right? So we got that red candle. We come up, we test the 9. We rip right into OP, which was rejected. Candle comes down. I got in this trade once we ripped into OP and started to reject. I wanted to keep my risk as best as I could above pre-market high. So I entered this trade short, just accepting the fact that it could break out, it could do whatever. But more importantly, in my mind, I'm going, okay, we ripped into OP, we're rejecting. This level was rejected the day before. I'm going to go with the fact, I'm willing to put money on this, that sellers are trying to hold this. I got a good target down here at 503.50. So my risk is intact, or my reward is there as well. And then, and this is where I always fall back to the 50-50 scenario. I go, is this bullish? No. Well, like right here. Hold on. This is where I go like, is this chart pattern here bullish? Absolutely not. Are we at a level of demand? No, this is a supply zone that was defended the day before. Okay. 50-50, the 50-50 theory tells me the market imbalance happens 88% of the time. So I'm willing to put this on short with tight risk above the critical level, targeting the imbalance. Boom. Like because I dove deep into like the, analysis paralysis and etc. Right. So like the biggest thing for me is being like, okay, is this bullish? No. Okay, then I'm willing to short this, targeting the next level, right? So we got a really nice move down, and then boom, right? So just like Monday, super extended here from the 9, right? So I then take the profit. Let's see what SPX looks like, because this pullback was really nice, and I was able to get back in that too. So hold on, let me see here. Yeah. So just really nice move down. Like I love seeing the move off of supply, get the lower high, all the way down, pull back, come up, retest the 9, comes right down into end of day, right? So just really, but look at how then it rips down to previous day low, bro. Like tags it to a T. Look at the volume and liquidity it soaked up right there.
Yeah, there's a lot of buyers there from the previous day.
And then
not only that, I think it was also pre-market low. At least on a trading view, I have some wicks that go down to that previous day low, exactly to that level.
Yeah. I mean, bro. Wait, yeah, we're talking about that. Okay, and then once again, right? Like massive rip down to PDL, get a lot of green, but we never really break bearish structure, right? Like this is important. Just because we break this low doesn't mean buyers are here. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just little things I'm becoming more aware of as I grow as a trader. You know what I mean? Like, cause this green candle off PDL, like, the old Josh would have been like, oh, dude, buyers are here. Let's go long. No, not long. There's, you know what I mean? Like, the 1 hour 9 really helped me to avoid these certain sort of trades, right? Because once again, when I'm closing below the 9 on the 1 hour, I the only thing I could think about is short plays. Only thing I could think about is short plays. So I hop back in a short. You'll see this was previous day low. I was looking for a move off of it, right? And this is just the reality of the situation is you're not always going to get the move you want, right? Like it's just inevitable. So you're going to see here, this is where I use that lower high once again, Todd. But 502.19 was PDL. There was a lot of buyers that long that, right? So the way the break and retest theory goes is the people that long here stop out here, right? Now, price rips into it, and then I see this really large red candle, and I'm like, okay, because initially I really want that retest, that PDL for the short play. Then we come up, this looks very bullish, and then immediately this gets eaten up. I'm in the market short on this candle with my stop right above PDL, and I caught a really nice scalp to the downside here and was able to take it really quick too. So this was literally like a really quick scalp. And this is what I was telling you about, Darren, where I'm finding a lot of my trades are going towards these really quick scalps. And I think it's because, you know, I'm trading SPX, and these moves actually pay very well due to volume and stuff like that. But I have to be aware that...
You had previous day low there.
Yeah, right. And it's like, you know, and I'm just like, you know, if I'm taking trades like this, and I'm also taking trades that are, you know, much longer, I think, like we were talking about this morning, it might be beneficial to, you know, obviously trade SPY on a, you know, a much larger move in the beginning of the day, and then this would be kind of maybe more of like an SPX trade.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes.
That is an SPX play right there.
Yes.
Because the trend is happening, and it's still happening, and sellers are continually coming in, buyers are trying. And it's just like, at that point, if the trend is that set and it's happening, and
yes,
the market is trending downward,
SPX,
then you can step in and do these scalps that will pay you like crazy.
Yes.
It's exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah. But it might not be, you know, but then taking an SPX put up here, not saying it's a bad idea, but, I mean, as probabilities go and pullbacks happen, it might be better to trade, you know, ITM SPY puts on a trade like this, right?
Yep.
And I'm still playing around.
If you can tell you're at the beginning of a shift, like where you're pointing right there at the beginning, if you can tell that, you know, it could turn against you, then just trade SPY and, you know, and then, exactly.
Yeah, because that's one thing I've noticed.
I don't know. We got to test this.
Yeah, we'll continue to dive into that. But yeah, it's definitely worth it. But yeah, I felt a bit frustrated. You know, I got this OP play. It was really good, but then I failed. And I guess frustrated is not the word. It's kind of like you're talking about, Darren, where if you don't see your edge, it's fine just not to put it on. I was struggling finding entries on this day. Market was super volatile. Like it was all over the place. I mean, rip below, rip above, rip back down below. Yeah, it was an easy day.
Yeah, we were below the 9 on the 1 hour time frame. So
yeah,
that's, I mean, this is the big reason why you were continuing to look for shorts.
Yeah, not longs, and I'm thankful.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because that was like that's like we were talking about before, where if I wasn't aware of that 9 on the 1 hour and its value, you know, who knows what long we might take, you know what I'm saying, or see, you know, or do, like who knows, even this one, look at this, mega move up, and then it pulls right back down and closes below the 9 on the 1 hour, bro. It's disgusting. It's just disgusting how it works. Just be super aware of that 1 hour 9 right there. It's very important.
Okay. Was that end of day that it came? It did retest
PDL.
End of day. That wick up came and retested that end of day.
Yeah, that was EOD, and ripped down, snagged all those orders, and then just destroyed them. Bro, I have a very similar story what happened to me yesterday. We'll get into it. But yeah, dude, just massive green, then reject. We seen that literally off PDL yesterday too. It was insane. Okay. Then Friday. So really good day. We went live yesterday on this. For those that weren't there or a part of the pre-market analysis, we're gonna break down real quick how we did this. But much like the rest of the week, we're using the 1 hour time frame, and we're going, okay, got bearish structure. We're yet to make a higher low, right? Like
this is Thursday you're talking about. This is Thursday that you're looking at right now.
I think. I'm about to change it, right? So now, boom. So so the way I'm doing this, right, is I'm going, okay. Oh, hold on. Let's see here. Okay. Boop, boop. Okay. So this is how I'm like trying to kind of looking at it, right? This is the week. And then we start to get this little gap up in pre-market. Now it's crazy. Look at all the pre-markets this week, dude. They all did the same thing. Almost. Like, look. bullish above the 9, bullish above the 9, right? Bullish above the 9.
Oh, wow.
Look at that.
Wow.
Look at that, bro. Every day this week, bro. Even this day. Look at this. Bro. Hey, bro. My bad. I forgot one. Every single...
Oh, yeah,
another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So, I mean, just once again, being aware of like the 1 hour 9 and what it's going to look like when we retest the areas of value. So me and Darren, right, pre-market, we're going, okay, let me get rid of some of these. Bullish and bearish scenario, bro. It's the only way to play the game. Okay, so we have end of day, pre-market low, pre-market high. Okay, so going into this day, we're watching 550. Why? Right? Now, the biggest reason I'm watching this is just like every other day, right? This day was previous day high. I was looking for acceptance above this for longs. Now, Josh, why do you pick 550? Right? Well, the day before, there was some buying there. This was the previous end of day, right? So, hold on. Right? So, this day right here, 545, give or take. This was the close. Okay. Now, look, there's some buying here. This was the last time buyer. I think this is how you said it, Darren. This was the last time buyers showed any initiative, right? And then it got pummeled through. So now, price is going to come up and retest this level. And if it does, what happens at this level, right, we're going to then either want to play long or play short, right? I mean, above the 9 on the 1 hour, we rip right into it. Oh, man, that's disgusting, Debo. I can't believe that. Look at that. It literally rips right into it, rejects, comes down to open print. Darren, you want to walk through your entry on this short play?
So I got in as soon as we rejected open print.
This candle.
With those two candles. I basically saw. I think I was literally like 10 minutes before then. I said normally I take shorts off with my stop at open print, but I'm not going to do it. And then I turned and I did it like 10 minutes later. But basically the reason was because all of a sudden we saw that really sharp selling from open print.
Look at the volume, bro.
Seemed like a great place to put my stop.
Yeah, look at the volume.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't see that.
Yep. Yes, it was a lot. I mean, volume was part of it, and then I re-entered when we whipped into that 9 there. So I really wanted to enter, like as soon as we made that, as soon as we broke previous day low. But I waited. I wanted to see if we did come back to to the 9. And as soon as I saw some selling. That's when I got in my short play, and my stop was open print.
Yes.
And I didn't have a hard stop on this trade, and I don't really know that that's like the best idea. It's just that I've been seeing myself get stopped out, and then the market eventually trades in my direction so many times.
Yeah.
I was willing to like just literally have my hand on the market sell, and if it traded, against me too far, then I was going to get out. And, open print was that level for me. And obviously we wicked up into it. And then we never even traded up into it. The wick just appeared.
I know. Look at that.
And we never got above previous day low.
Bro, this is...
And so that's where I stayed,
Well, I think, too, your entry is what put you in such good position here. Because I was going back looking at this in my journal, because I took this short on the next candle, right, off the PDL retest, right? So price drop.
Well, that's what I did.
Right.
But I entered when the candle kind of looked green.
Yes.
I did not wait for the candle to close.
Right.
I entered while that thing was a little bit green.
Right. Where I got in a little bit lower, right? So.
Yeah.
So that healthy entry you had. Just, what I mean? You were able to, hold risk up to OP. Boom. It perfectly done. And, bro, like, I like what you said about to trade without a hard stop, you got to be in straight flow state. You got to be completely just aware of what the market's doing, how it's doing it, and what you're willing to put up with, right? Because you're 100% right, dude. These market conditions, bro, they're so volatile. I mean, look, bro, this candle right here, this wick was $1.50. Bro, or $1.20. This candle was $1.23, bro. That's my whole move. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, $1.23 move in a wick. I think you did a great job of understanding the move you were going for as well. I mean, there was large downside targets. We talked about it in pre-market, right? Like, so once again, you're like, I'm okay with accepting certain risk for certain rewards. That's the whole beauty of it. So, yeah, great play. You can see it just kept bouncing around. You held strong. Where did you add? Or yeah, keep going, Darren. So
I on that second retest that you're pointing to right there. I'm on the second. No. So I took profit at the 1040 candle.
Yes.
Or the 1035 candle.
Yeah.
And that was my 1 to 3 risk to reward, and I took some profits there, which is why I was so okay holding all the way through that next pullback.
Yeah.
I actually didn't have anything on buy. I had it on QQQ around. Hold on. Let me just pull it up really quick. I had it on QQQ.
Look at that.
What? Oh, this is weird. I had it on QQQ off the pre-market low retest, which was later in the day.
Oh, yeah, it was beautiful. It was beautiful, the QQQ, bro. Look at this, dude. Right here. It was funny, because we kept talking about, like, should we trade Qs? Should we trade this? Qs just had...
Yeah, I got in that right after we hopped off the live. And then I held the SPY contract pretty much all the way to a pre-market low, which was my target. It was actually one runner that was not full position.
Yeah.
It was, I trimmed the last 25% of my position at pre-market low, or right as we were approaching it.
Yeah.
And I averaged about 3.5 par multiple on that trade, so I was really happy with that. Often when I take profits earlier, it's hard for me to hit my 1 to 3 because my first profit I'm taking at 1 to 2.
Yeah.
My next one I'm taking at my first one I'm taking at 1 to 1. Then I take one at 1 to 2. And so, it's tough to average out at 1 to 3.
Yeah.
But that last one that I held, was at least like 1 to 5.
Yeah.
So it averaged out well.
It got you right there. Yeah, bro, that was it was beautiful, bro. But I just really like how the one common denominator with this whole week is 1 hour structure and the 1 hour 9, right? Like, so like if I got anything that I can offer as value to anybody, it's understand these higher lows, these lower highs on the 1 hour and use the 9. Like it really is. It's super beneficial. I mean, even look, Darren, like we're closing below the 9 on the 1 hour here. Boom, boom. We started to get mega buying in. I don't know if you guys seen it, but like dude, price ripped all the way down to 495, then rips all the way up to 498.50, dude. A $3.50 move up to PDL, super fast, dude. Like it was wild. I was watching it. And then price rips right into PDL, dude. Like, it just books. I ended up getting a trade right here from, like, okay, so price is coming down. I'm seeing these buyers. And then we get these bearish conditions. I'm about to short the market down to the lows at this point because I feel like buyers kind of failed here, and I wanted to play kind of off these sellers still. But then buyers sellers couldn't really hold it. And this is, once again, just playing intraday structure. We have, this rip up. We're getting a higher low here. We break above. You can see this little red thing, this red line I put right here. This was my stop on my entry, right? So once this was kind of a Mozzie trade. So it broke above. I go long, targeting PDL, book profit, and this thing tags PDL and just sinks, dude. So like, and the reason why I was, you know, like, you have to understand what you're trying to accomplish before going into it. Not every trade is going to be a holder. Not every trade is going to be a runner, right? Some trades you can, you know, depending on what you're doing, what you're trying to capture, it's really important. I was completely aware here that we're below the 9, we're popping above it, but we have this level at PDL. I mean, looking back, it would have probably made more sense to play off PDL. But instead, I just popped in on this little pop up here and played into PDL, right? So I thought it was really cool, though, as far as the market dynamics, how we ripped right into PDL, rejected, broke that low, retest, retest. That would have been a great short play back into the lows right here. So it's a really good week. I learned a lot this week about my style of trading, like what's working for me, what some things I want to change. And that's one thing I encourage everyone to do. Like, you guys always hear us on these webinars challenging what we think is right. If it still works for us, don't be afraid to do that. Like, don't be afraid to develop your own personality in the market, and it'll pay you dividends in the long run, right? Like, finding your own style, what works for you, and etc. So it's a good week. We went a little over, but I think it was really good. I'm going to throw this up on YouTube, everybody. Everyone have a great weekend, and we'll see everybody on the team on Monday.
Yeah, let's have a fantastic week, guys.